Yeah, I'm gonna just start recording that.
All right.
All right, welcome to Shaking the Table. We're gonna dive headfirst into some of the most controversial and thought provoking thought-provoking topics in the pet industry. In this segment, we are here to stir the pot, challenge the status quo, and bring you bold, unfiltered conversations that will make you rethink everything you know about the world of pets and this journey we call entrepreneurship. So, from debates on grooming practices to the ethics of breeding and everything in between, we are going to tackle some tough questions and give a voice to all sides of the discussion. So grab a seat, hold on tight, and let's shake things up. Good morning, Talisa.
Good morning, Wayne. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. Another day, another beautiful dollar. So today's topic is the seasoned groomer or the 30-year-old groomer. No, not 30-year-old, the 30-year groomer,
Mm.
50-year groomer, 60-year groomer. I don't know. At some point, did you not want to do anything else? But I mean, not to say that in a bad way, but at some point, like this, me personally, I don't want to do this for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And at some point it does weigh on your body. So why aren't you teaching other people how to do this? Like, granted, okay, if I've been in the game for 30, 40, 50 years at this point, I'm grooming just to show people how to do it at this point. Or like, hey, let's refine your skills a little bit. I'm teaching people, but I'm not doing this to make an income every day.
Yeah, that's my thing. Why are you still here? Are you still here because you love it? Are you here because you still live in check to check and have mismanaged your funds for the last 30 years? I see a lot of, oh, I had this surgery done and that surgery done, so I don't do large dogs anymore. Why are you still here? Like, retire. It's okay. You can sit your shit down. Because if you did what you were supposed to do, as in, bring people up underneath you and, have people that are competent enough to run your shop. Because I'm assuming after 30 years, you got your own shop. You got clients that are super loyal to you.
Mhm.
You're a name in your neighborhood, your city, hell, maybe even your state, the nation, depending on what you specialize in.
People should know you at this point.
Yeah. So why are you still here after 30 years? Go sit down. Collect your
No,
funds. It's passive income at this point. You
they
should
want to
be later.
say I've been grooming for 30 years.
But why? Like like what's the benefits of being able to say that? Because nobody wants to be able to say they've been doing something for 30 years. Like even the surgeon need to go sit down after
And so
30.
yeah, no, absolutely, because you're not as spry as you used to be when you were in your 20s and 30s. And at some point, there are a lot of groomers that are like, well, I've had to get carpal tunnel surgery, or I had to get back surgery, or I had to get spinal surgery, or I had to get some type of something done to my knees, or my ankles hurt, my back hurt, my neck hurt. Like at some point in time, like it's okay to try something else, or even if you love it, own the business, but teach people how to run the business, how to do it. Like you're still involved, but you're not in the trenches for the latter part of the 30, 40, 50 years. At some point, you have to be like, hey, I'm tired. I'm tired of paying for these surgeries. Like my insurance company hates me.
So
Emer-
serious.
hate to see me.
The insurance company wants you to retire too. Like, what are you doing?
So it's like at some point, like, bro, like it's okay to say I'm putting up grooming after, or
We
whatever the case
understand,
may
but it's
be. Like
herniated disc.
go into dog walking, go into pet sitting, go into something that's low impact, but you don't have to actually like hurt your body every single day because you want to do something that, yeah, you might have a passion about and you love doing, but there are other means of income and there are other ways that you can still sustain yourself outside of hurting your wrists and your back every day.
Yeah, because I feel like after 30 years in the same industry, where's the 401k? Where's the IRA? Where's the retirement plan if it's not a 401? Like,
And,
where
and, and another thing that I think about, like you mentioned earlier,
maybe this is
after
a millennial thing because the boomers are lifers. Even in politics, they are lifers. They ain't going nowhere. Like where they started is where they plan to die.
no, it definitely is a generational thing because we know a lot of millennials and Gen Zers that's just like, yeah, I love doing this today, but I'm not about to do this for the rest of my life. Like I'm running a business to grow the business so that I'm not an employee of my business for the rest of my life. But like you said, boomers are like, I've been in this. This is what I started. I don't know anything else. So
This
I'm
is
just,
what I know. This is all I'm
yeah,
doing. I'm gonna be
this
angry
is
and
the hill
old
that,
and make everybody in the industry miserable because I'm angry and old.
yeah, no, absolutely. Because how dare you use a comb on that dog? How dare you not use a grooming rake on
We've
that
been
dog?
using slicker brushes since 1672. How dare you bring a boar's head brush in my building? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no. And those are the main ones that will literally start the conversation and say, I've been grooming for 30 years. It would be nice if you XYZ. Like, I don't care how long you've been grooming. If you're not trying to teach somebody something, then go have that conversation somewhere else. Because you shouldn't be criticizing anybody if you've been grooming this long. Like, if you've been working in vet office or pet sitting or dog walking or shit, grooming, being a vet tech, whatever the case may be, you should not be trying to put somebody down if you've been working in the industry that long. Like it shouldn't even be a thing that comes across your mind like I'm gonna be negative or criticize this person. Like you should be teaching at this. Why aren't you teaching? Why are you still in the same place these same because clearly you're in the same place. Why are you still in the same place after 10 years? I'll give you the first 20 years, but 10 years, the last 10 years of your career, come on. You didn't want anything else for you?
Yeah, because at some point I feel like when you in any industry, you should have an apprentice, somebody you can lean on, somebody you can grow and teach literally everything you know to be able to pass down whatever it is that you have, whether it be property or knowledge. Because otherwise, like when you retire, whenever that may be, because it's been 30 years now, whenever
Mhm.
you retire, like your business is no longer in existence. You closing down because you ain't got nobody to pass it down to because you didn't make it your business. You didn't make it your I hate you. Damn.
No, no,
But
keep going.
you didn't make it your business to have somebody that can continue your legacy
Mhm,
because you truly should have had an impact
mhm.
in 30 years.
On somebody's life, and granted, there are people who are okay with just working by themselves for X amount of time.
Or being
Um,
an employee. Yeah.
Yeah, but at some point, like, did you not want more for your business? Did you not want more for your company or anything like that? And were you really working by yourself for the better part of that time? Like you said, did you not impact anybody? You know, I'm sure somebody reached out to you and was like, hey, can you teach me XYZ? But that also goes to some of these people who are the gatekeepers, or, they're the competition mindset, people that are in the industry, because there's no way that it frustrates me that you're in the same place after so X amount of time. Frustrates me about anybody who is stuck at the same place for that long period of a time, because yeah, like you said, if I've been doing the same thing for 30, 40, 50 years, I should be teaching. People should know my name. I should be some type of something in the industry, and even not in the industry, but at least my community. Like
Hmm.
people should be in the community. When people are
You
graduating,
definitely be a pillar.
yeah, I should be involved in the community some way, somehow. Like people should know who I am so that I can inspire the next generation. But when it's like, oh, I just get to say, oh, I've been groomed for X amount of time, but then you still have the mindset that can't nobody teach me anything. You give off, I'm stuck in my ways. So there's no like I don't have a choice but to do what I've been, growing and taught how to do. um and that's just the whole attitude behind somebody who's been doing it for that long, and it's like it's frustrating for somebody like us because we're all about be open-minded and be humble, and sometimes you got to pivot, and sometimes you got to change your approach to things, and sometimes you got to go about it with a different mindset. But when you've been doing it for so long and you come into it with that mindset that can't nobody tell me anything, then it's like it's frustrating.
But also, you don't see those people at um, conventions and expos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they've also gotten to a point where they don't feel like there's anything else they can learn. And there's a lot new going on in any industry to learn.
It's like with the new carding brush that just came out, like that's new innovation right there.
But
Like,
can't teach an old dog new tricks.
not in this industry at least, because Jesus Christ, like,
Yeah,
I'll
oh, you stressed out about this one. He said, Jesus Christ. Amen.
I'll post something on Instagram, and then yeah, I mean, again, all of this is because of past instances and experiences. But it's just like somebody will literally get on my post and be like, "I've been grooming for 20 years. I've been grooming for 30 years." Like, you know, and then they'll give their unsolicited opinion on the matter, and I'm like, I don't care how long you've been
Quite
grooming.
literally don't care.
Like, but the thing that you say after you said I've been grooming for 30 years, that's what irritates me, because it's like it's something negative after that. Like it's never anything positive or helpful. It's always just like bringing the next person down, and then people complain like our industry is so divided and we don't have anybody to talk to, and we can't learn from the next person because there's so many people who we want to learn from that put you down, or they don't teach you.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, like, I want to make this conversation so personal because I was triggered this week. I truly was.
We'll just call her Susie.
I was triggered this week because of an experienced groomer, like completely being insubordinate. And like, I'm the groomer. I know what I'm doing. I've been grooming longer than anybody in here. But if it's not to standard, what does your years of experience matter?
Right,
If
right.
it's not to the standard of shop, it doesn't matter.
And for context, let's say you have been working at, for context, let's say you've been working at PetSmart for 20 years, and then you go to Petco, and Petco has a different way of grooming their dogs than you learned at PetSmart. So when you go to Petco, then it's like, hey, we need you to do XYZ so that our dogs come out a different quality, with their grooms. But you have been learning how to do everything pet smart way. And when you get to Petco, you're like, well, I already know what I'm doing, type of thing. So having that mindset of I've been doing this for X amount of years and I already know what I'm doing. So even when I go to a new environment, nobody can tell me what to do because I already know what I'm doing. But what you've been doing is not the same standard of quality of service that we're expected in a different environment. So you're not even willing to adjust learning more so that your grooms would be better because clearly there still need to be things worked on after X amount of years that you
30 of
need
them
to,
guys.
30 years. And you love saying I've been grooming for 30 years, but we still got to teach you how to do the simple things. So you're not holding yourself to a higher standard. You're also not trying to teach more and humble yourself, but then you also have the clientele who accepts less than. And that's not the type of clientele that people want.
Petco once.
That Petco wants. So I was triggered too because it's frustrating because then you have people who want to be respected as, well, I've put years and years in the game, but then they come into certain environments and be like, well, again, I know everything or I know what I'm doing. But if you knew what you were doing, then you wouldn't have to be corrected so much.
And you wouldn't be working at Petco.
And you at Petco. You wouldn't have gotten, never mind. You wouldn't be at Petco. So yeah.
I was
So
triggered. Really, I was.
no, I was too. And it sucks because we try to hold hands and because we truly want what's best for people, but it's like you gotta want it for yourself too. And it's frustrating when we get people who don't want it for themselves, but they would rather get handouts and not work for it. Like, why? But anyway, that's not even
So
the
we
30.
said all that to say this. 30-year groomers. What are you doing to impact the industry?
What are you doing? What are you learning? What are you teaching?
Why
Something.
are
Help.
you still here? Why are you still here?
Why recommend a good insurance company? 'Cause
You know what? My goal is to be out of this game long before my back and my knees and my elbows and my wrists start falling off.
facts. Facts.
So,
I'm 32. I already said y'all got 8 more
hey,
years.
man,
That's it.
way to make me feel old.
Out there. And honestly, like in the 8 years, it's not even going to be grooming related. Like I probably would stop grooming in the next maybe 3 or 4 years. But by 8, like by 40, I want to be working because I want to, not because I have to. So I'm giving my time, I'm giving, everything that I can until then to be like, look, we are going to get to a place where we do have time and financial freedom, you know? Because I'm not about to be in this game talking about I've been doing this for 20, 30 years, 50 years, and I still got to go punch a clock. That's
And
not
this,
me.
yeah.
That's not me. So we hope today's discussion has sparked a new idea and encouraged you to think differently about the pet industry. So we'd love to hear your thoughts. What topics do you think we should cover next? Leave a comment, share this episode with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, people. So follow us on social media for more updates and join the discussion. Until then, keep shaking things up.
Why are you still here?